Returning to our top story, the House Intelligence Committee released an unclassified version of a whistleblower complaint Thursday, accusing the Trump administration of trying to cover up parts of a phone call between President Trump and the president of Ukraine. The president is accused of urging Mr. Zelensky to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son. The complaint was released to the public Thursday, the same day the acting director of national intelligence, Joseph Maguire, answered questions about his handling of the complaint on Capitol Hill. All this as we learned that Attorney General William Barr and President Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, were featured prominently in the whistleblower's complaint. Paula Reid takes a closer look at how America's mayor became the president's fixer.
The whistleblower singles out Rudy Giuliani as a central figure in the scandal. The president's personal lawyer is mentioned 30 times in the complaint, which cites meetings he had with at least 7 Ukrainian officials. In early August, just 8 days after President Trump's call with his Ukrainian counterpart, Giuliani flew to Madrid to meet with one of the Ukrainian leader's advisors. According to the complaint, they discussed cases the two leaders had raised. Giuliani has admitted to pressuring Ukraine to open an investigation into former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter.
So you did ask Ukraine to look into Joe Biden?
Of course I did.
The whistleblower alleges, starting in mid-May, U.S. officials were deeply concerned by Giuliani's circumvention of national security decision-making and efforts to relay messages between the White House and Ukraine. President Trump defended his personal attorney Wednesday.
Rudy Giuliani is a great lawyer. He was a great mayor. He's highly respected.
Responding to the whistleblower's allegations, Giuliani said, "It is impossible that the whistleblower is a hero and I'm not, and I will be the hero." Scott Frederickson is a former independent counsel.
We've never, in the history of our country that I'm aware of, ever seen a personal attorney engage in this kind of foreign diplomacy, especially with respect to these very specific requests.
The complaint also singles out Attorney General William Barr. President Trump told the Ukrainian president Barr would reach out to discuss investigating the Bidens, but the Justice Department said the president never asked Barr to contact Ukraine.
Paula Reid joins me now. Hi, Paula. As we saw in your piece, according to the whistleblower, U.S. officials were concerned about Giuliani's involvement, but the president has always defended him. Do we know how these same officials feel about Giuliani now?
They're not happy that he's going around the traditional channels and pursuing sort of his own form of freelance diplomacy. And it was interesting that the complaint specifically lays out that this goes all the way back to May, before this controversial call between the president and his Ukrainian counterpart. So there's no love lost between Giuliani and a lot of, particularly the career officials in the White House.
And now another official, or person rather, who was brought up in the whistleblower account is the Attorney General, William Barr. Do we know how he has responded to his involvement in the whistleblower's complaint and what we can expect from him going forward?
It's been really interesting, Tanya. First of all, we know that the complaint mentions the Attorney General, but doesn't provide a lot of details about exactly why this whistleblower was so concerned about the Attorney General. We also know that it was the Attorney General's criminal division that played a central role in blocking, at least temporarily, these allegations from getting to Congress. And during his tenure as Attorney General, William Barr has been dogged by questions about whether he's working as the president's defender or the nation's top law enforcement official. And a lot of that stems from how he handled the Mueller report. We had that press conference, he came out, he kind of got ahead of things for the president, put a positive spin on it. And look, intelligent minds can disagree about the extent of executive power, but people were concerned that in his remarks before the Mueller report came out, he sounded a little more like a defense attorney than an attorney general. And so there are questions about whether that's come up again here or if he truly, just was supporting a legal argument.
And have we heard from him?
We have. We've heard from his spokesman, a spokeswoman, Carrie Kupak. She released a statement, and it's an interesting statement because it's a very narrow, very specific denial. It specifically says that the president never asked the Attorney General to reach out to Ukraine to investigate the Bidens, that the Attorney General has never reached out to Ukraine about this or any other matter. So one of the big questions for the Attorney General is, has the president asked you to investigate Joe Biden or any political rivals? Barr was asked that on the Hill not that long ago. And he said he didn't know. Tanya, he's a really smart guy. Second time Attorney General. He clearly had some trouble answering that in a definitive no.
Likely he will be asked that question again in the very near future.
Likely.
Paula Reid, thank you so much for joining us.